Hi kawan, welcome to EDCReady. Today we are doing the disassembly of this knife. This is the Civivi Rustic Gent. Now I've never taken apart this knife, and I've never taken apart I have taken apart backlock before. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we have here a T8 screw right here, which is non-free spinning, which I really enjoy. Really enjoy knives that have non-free spinning pivots. Okay, don't want to lose that. Let's just lock it up. Okay, and I believe a T6 on the back here. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, it's not a T6. Could it be a T8 as well? Nice, it's also a T8. Good job, Civivi. Good job making all the screws the same size. Meaning that I don't need to switch bit kits. I do not switch the bits around. Okay, this guy. A little bit Loctite in the back screws right here, which is all good. Always enjoy a bit of Loctite. The most important thing is that it is the blue stuff, which it is. It's not coming out. What's happening here? There we go. Okay, so see if this guy can come apart now. Handles are apart. Okay, so we can see here. This is the CF, which is CF all the way through. Very nice CF. You have the G10 right here, also G10 all the way through, and then they kind of intermingle somewhere over there. And then now that we have taken that apart, we need to take these screws apart. So one thing I like about this is that it shows that you can buy other versions of the Civivi Rustic Gent, and then because they have other versions, they have micarta versions, they have other G10 colors, and then other micarta colors, and you can just swap it around, which is nice. Oh, and then these, there you go. These should be T6 screws. Yeah, T6 screws. Goes there. That goes there. And then this guy, if it opens up, something's not turning. I don't want to strip it. Civivi does come with nice screws. There we go. I think it just wasn't seated in properly. Alright, moment of truth. It's not opening. Oops. Hair reveal. Okay. So, it's not opening. Very tight. This just means that it has good tolerances. Let's see how I can pull this guy apart. Use this guy right here to kind of maybe pry it apart a little bit. No, it's not working. What am I doing? It's a very good question. I can always ask myself, what am I doing? Okay, it's slowly getting there. So you see now, is there anything I can do? I can take this guy, and then I can take a little flathead screwdriver. Okay, take this flathead right here. Use this as like a little protector for the scales, for the liners, and then just go in there and start. There we go. Something clicked. There we go. And we are in. Alright, so this is the entire workings of a backlock knife. You have this little back spring right here. And then once you press this, okay, this lifts up, and then it can fall down pretty much. And you can see here how the half stop works. There's a little cutout right here, where when you press it, it lifts up. And then this guy sticks there, and then from there it can go all the way back shut. I'm not going to close it down because my fingers are right here, but yeah, that's basically how it works. Okay, once you get the guts open, it's actually a pretty straightforward knife. Let's lift this up a little bit so that we can lift up the blade itself. And as you can see here, you have the Damascus pattern all the way to the back of the blade. Shows that it is a true Damascus pattern. Okay, let's get this guy out. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come on. Oops. Now, last thing I want to do is to break this. Can I push this up? There we go. This guy comes out. And then I can just slide this guy over. There we go. So, how it is a non-free spinning pivot is, there is a little thing there, a little ledge there, which correlates with this little ledge there, this little hole. It goes in there, and that's how it works. Okay, let's start cleaning this guy. Start with the back lock right here. Clean up that guy. Then we're gonna clean up the liners here. Just cleaning it with a little microfiber cloth. Some people do use rubbing alcohol to clean this. I do have rubbing alcohol. I don't feel the need to do it here, so I won't do it here. Just make sure all this is smooth and clean. Okay, so I'm just gonna reverse engineer this with a little lube, and then this is gonna go where that lock bar is going, which is around there. Yeah. And then the actual spring that pushes this up and down is this guy right here. It's a little metal spring right here. A little bit hard. I wish it was a little bit thinner, so that it was just a little bit easier to get the knife to unlock. Okay, let's just add a little bit there. Yeah. You also want to add just a little bit on the inner liners right there, and then just spread it around. Overall, this will help promote a knife that will not rust on the inside and out. Okay, put this guy in here. Let's add a little bit of lube on the pivot of the lock bar, like that. There we go. There we go. Alright, now, am I missing anything? Before I put this back in, that is it, right? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh well. Okay, so now what we want to do is hold this down so that, before that, let's just clean up everything else. Let's clean up this guy. Okay, let's then clean up this guy. I'm gonna take this and just clean up the edges right here. Oh, sorry, not the edges, where the washers stick onto. Okay, first things first, let's put the first washer in, and before that, let's put the pivot in first. See now, pivot's a little bit dirty, so I just want to clean the outside out here. Yeah. Now what they say, happy knife, happy life. Now the lock bar is in the way, so I'm gonna have to push it away and then stick it in. Hopefully it sticks in. It's not in the right position yet. I'm just gonna line it up a little bit. It's not quite lined up yet. Hold on. Okay, it's not quite flush, which means that it's not quite in set yet. There we go. There we go. Now that's in. Perfect. Let's take this guy. I am not sure which side goes onto the blade and which side goes onto the handle, so I am gonna wing it. Whoops. Add a little bit loop here. Add a little bit loop here. First round, so I'm guessing it's okay to over lube it. Stick that a little bit loop there, a little bit loop there. Stick the blade in. Oh yeah. Okay, everything's in place. Stick this lube, stick it in there, stick it in there. Oops. Now the idea is you want to get the blade to rotate around around the on the washer, and not have the washer rotate on the handle. But either way is okay. The more smooth the better, in my opinion. Well, the smoother the better, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here, which is just add a little bit lube all the way around. Helps promote stain resistance. Now, once you add all this lube, make sure you add thin layer of lube, because more lube you put, higher tendency it is for it to get to collect dust and crud afterwards. I'd rather a dusty knife than a rusty knife. Okay, now I just gotta push everything into position. Okay, now something like this has happened before, not in a bad way, but in a way that tolerances are really good, where you need just a little bit of push to get everything into place. It's not working. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I can push this into position. No, it's not working again. The other way to go about this is using the T6 screw. See if I can kind of screw everything into place. The screws are really small. Okay, that's not working. Maybe I can just like so what's happening now is that the post right here, if you can see that right there, it's not seating into that properly. I got a few more tricks up my sleeve which I will try. Let's see now what can do the trick. This should be able to do the trick. Notice there are a bunch of these holes around, and these holes might help me push it into position. It's not quite in. Okay, let's try a different way. Let's put in the back ones first. Let's try to get the back ones in first. So those are the tougher ones. So, like so. And then try to get the pivot one in, like that. There we go. It's almost snapped in place. Like now this guy is not in place. How do I do this? Okay, let's snap them all into place individually first before we get the pivot one snapped in. So now that's in place, that's in place, that's in place. Now this middle one is not in place. See if I can just like squeeze it in like so. Okay, now they're out of place again. Okay, so now what can I do? Maybe if I disengage the lock here. Okay, that doesn't do anything, but it's safer for me to manipulate this now. Okay, Well, let's go at this from a different angle. Let's see what I'm doing wrong here. Okay, lock bar is in place, so it should jump in naturally. So let's start with the back here. Start with the back. Get the back ones in place. Let's get the middle one in place first, and then this guy. Okay, so what's happening is that these ones are not lining up with these holes, are not lining up with these holes. I have one more trick I can try. Take out this little stop pin right here. Okay, try to get everything in place, and then I'll use this hole and this hole to kind of get it back into position. So now that's in position. This guy is not in position, so I'm going to use the same strategy. Damn it. It's just going to break the tip. I don't even know that if that goes straight to the to the CF or not. Yeah, that goes straight to the CF. Yeah, so you don't want to mess with that. Okay. Now, let's try it again. Try get starting with the back ones. No, let's start the middle one this time. Let's get the middle one in place first. So now the middle one's in place. Let's focus on the back ones next. Back one's in place. Or is it? This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. So the middle one's in place now, but these guys are not seating into position. We're at 18 minutes now. I'll give it another 5 more minutes before I switch off the camera and try to figure out how to get it working. Pretty much what I need to do is I need to get all these posts to sit into these holes, which is not working right now. There's one more option I can try, which is I can push out this guy first. Okay, I push out this guy slightly. So that from there, I can focus on getting these posts in first. Okay, get these guys in first. Did that snap in? That snapped in. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm gonna try something a little bit wild. I'm gonna leave it as it is, and then hopefully when I screw everything in, everything kind of just pops into place. Let's see if that happens. It is not looking good. I don't know why my hands are so shaky right now. This is taking more time than a axis lock disassembly. Never thought I would say that about backlock. Okay, so these two are in position. It's just this guy right here. It's not exactly there yet. Yeah, these two are in position, which is good. Come on. It doesn't want to seat. See, it doesn't want to seat into its position. Okay. Let's see now. If I screw in the pivot, no, it's not gonna work. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this up and just try to press it into place. It's not working. Okay, let's see now. Let's try that technique again where I try to push it into its position. See if I can push it into its position again. It is just not coming together. And this is just frustrating me. Camera already stopped recording because it was recording too much. So I'm starting to regret taking this knife apart. I should have just left it as it is, huh? Now what I want to try to do is if I put this here and start screwing everything together, will it suck that back into place. See, that gap is still there. And I don't know what to do about it. It's a little bit too tight. Just loosen it up a little bit. Centering is way off. Still way off. Centering is a lot better. It feels really tight. Yeah, it is really tight. And this guy is still not seating into place. I'm hoping as I open it and close it, it kind of just, something just snaps into place. Centering is okay. Oh, that is bugging me so much. Centering is worse now. Can I just say I don't think I will ever take this knife apart ever again. Let's add a bit of slack in the back. I don't want these screws to fall out because they are already in its proper position. I just want to get this guy back into place. There has to be a better way to do this than just like trying to push it into place. Don't know if I could have any. Let me try something. Okay, so what I'm about to do is something that's very dangerous. I do not suggest this at all. Using this to kind of protect it, and just focus my energy using this pair of pliers onto this area and just push it in. Yeah, that didn't do anything at all. Whew. Okay, this is the point where I regret everything I'm doing now, because nothing is working. Nothing's putting it into place. Let's try this one more time. Let's take it apart. Let's take it out again. Make sure everything's lined up properly. Put this guy back onto here. That works. Okay, let's try this again. I may or may not have damaged this. Start with the center one. So that's seated in. Center seated in. This is seated in. Let's get this one in. There we go. That's in. That's in. Okay, let's do this one at a time. Let's get this guy in. Okay, so these two are in now. This is in, this is in, this is in. Now this guy is not seating. Okay, what can we do here? Is it easier to seat this guy in? This guy is not seating in properly. Come on, Civivi. It used to be so easy to disassemble. It is just not lining up. What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna call it quits here. Trying to figure out how to fix this, and if I ever do a full video, I'll do this again. Thanks, and stay ready.